What do you want me to repeat? Ah, I know there's something. What if I wanted to do a text wrap? You people know what a text wrap is? Does anyone know what a text wrap is?
Isn't it when a text just wrap around?
Yep. You might want to do.
Something?
You might want to do that, right?
I guess.
Well, it seems like you have that in your design. You have some kind of text wrap in your design, right?
I think some of them.
Okay. All right, let's just say, for example, here's another thing. We can get into this thing of this too. There's another aspect to this. Now, the way I did this one this time, I had it just like this. And by the way, I'm going to save this just in case. Okay, so one way to do a text wrap, the simplest way to do a text wrap, is simply to select the text object, right? And have it, let's say I want to have it break into this text area. So in this case, I'm just going to shift it over and maybe I'll change the size of this or something later. So the first thing I want to do is select the object that I want to be the object that is wrapped around. Like if I just put it in front right now, it doesn't do me much good because it's covering up all my Latin, right? So presumably if that was an actual article, we wouldn't be able to read it because it's covered over. So what I want to do is I want to make this a text object. So when I move it in front, the type will wrap around it. Okay. So I select that and I go to type. No, wrong, it's an object. I go to object and choose text wrap. And I want to make it. I want to make a text wrap around that object. You notice it adds a little area around the object. So now when I bring it in, now my Latin is well established. Okay. Now that's pretty interesting in and of itself, right? But let's say I decide to change the shape of my object. I actually want to make it like a triangle. I don't know, it could be all kinds of forms, but for now, for simplicity's sake, I'm going to say my object is going to be a triangle. Okay, so what I do is I'm going to go to my pen tool and modify my selection. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of that. And here's my triangle shape. And, if I do this, it's going to do that. Which is kind of cool. I actually like the arm to go up that way, but that'll be another time. So you can see what it's doing, right? Of course, this shape could be any kind of shape for that matter. Like, and this is the last thing I think I'm going to show you. Let me release my clipping mask. Okay. So where is my, okay, so that's my, so now this is separate. Those two things should be separate. Whoops. Yeah, there it is. No, it's still not separate. Why is that separate? Why is that not working? I thought I released this thing. The problem here, aside from that, the problem is the outside is with that still. Let me look here. There's a shape somewhere here that's not showing up. So I need to go to view outline. Here it is. It's my triangle shape. I want to get rid of that. Okay, but I still have my photograph. Okay. Now this is a thing that people might want to do. Okay, and I'm going to show you this thing. And it could be useful depending on what you want to do. So I want to take my image here, my illustration here, and I want to I just want to have the hand showing, and then this skyline. So I'm going to do this really quickly, just so you get the idea. But I want to just get the top of this. I'm going to do it even quicker than this, really fast. You know, I would go in and do this carefully later, but for now, at least we'll see the finger. You know, but just the way you would trace, remember how we traced our type, made an object. I'm going to do this really quick. Okay, now I want to make that here, and make that up to there. Okay, now I just select these two things. The drawing that I made that's in front of that object. And now I would go to Object, once again, Clipping, Mask, Make. Okay, so there it is. So there now, this is going to be a little different than the other one. That's going to go over, and that is going to do something like this. Let's check. I've changed my layout idea. It's going to come in here. It's going to come from the bottom this time. Okay, but what's happening? My text wrap is not working yet, right? It's just a shame because I really liked it, but it's not working. Might even make the whole thing bigger because I like it so much. In fact, I think I'm going to make it really big. It's going to come off like that. And that doesn't look bad, except I still can't read it. So what do? Select the object, go to Object, and make my text wrap to the object. No, it still didn't work. I didn't choose Make. I got to choose Make. And there it is. So now my text is wrapping around it. The person's pointing up to Atlantic City Lives. I like that much better. In fact, I'm going to change my whole layout based on that whole thing. This whole thing's going to go over this way. Come in that way. It's going to be bigger. I'm going to change it all around. All right. So you guys get that idea? Any questions?
Don't we need a subtitle?
Oh, I do need a subtitle, of course. This is by Peter Murphy, and it is visual exploration of Atlantic City. Wood engravings about Atlantic City. And I'm going to change all that, but yeah, there's my subhead right there. I may have it even like this. I'm going to change it. Bring this over here, this over. Hey, you know what? I think I'll just bring the whole thing over. Why not? So much the better. And it's going to be. All right, look, I managed to get some horizontal flow here. And I might change the color of this later. I'm not sure. I think I would rather pick up maybe that red or something. So anyway. What did I say I was going to do? I can't even remember. I just make it white for now. Now that's a little too tight because I don't want anything to go off there. And then this size, I think I could bring bigger. I think that's not bad. Whatever, this could be smaller. I'm going to make this italic smaller. But I think you guys mostly understand that stuff. How's that for a subhead? I still don't like it. I think they want this bigger. That's better. Now we're getting there. That's no good because it's crossing. And I think I'm going to have that happen right here. That's even better. Okay. I still don't like this. I'm going to add a third piece, maybe some little intro type. Could you have a little intro, could have captions, leave room for captions. Then I'm really getting into it. All right, so I'm going to call this version 2. Okay, other questions? Okay, go to it. You guys know how to do it now, right? If you don't know how to do it, I can answer more questions. That's what I'm here for. That's what they pay me for. I used to bribe you guys. I used to give you things like thumbs up and quarters, which I never had, or things like that. But right now, I assume you guys have some questions, but if not, that's great, because that means you know where you're going, what you want to do with it. Okay?
Yes.
Anything else you guys need to know?
What are the dimensions for the artboard again?
The entire board is 11.7.
Okay,
The
1117.
entire board is 11.17.
Okay.
Remember, each page is 8.5 by 11. You want to indicate that with your guides.
Okay.
I would leave, typically you leave a margin, but you notice right down here, I'm not leaving a margin. Why aren't I leaving a margin down here?
So it goes off the page?
Correct, because that is a bleed. Bleed, right?
Yeah.
So it needs to go all the way to the red. So if it was actually going to be printed, you would chop that bottom part off and that part. Actually, they fold the whole magazine together, staple it, and then trim the whole thing. That's the way they do it.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank
Yep, it's an excellent question. Other excellent questions. I can give you thumbs up. Wait, I have to find the camera. Oh, there it is. Okay, thumbs